We just discovered she lives in the same town in Iowa that Jen's dad grew. Yeah. So these are probably got my plate full, but I think I want to get back here.
Two wonderful people to meet. John's been with us for over a year now, right? 2? 2.5? Obviously, being a lead builder, that was one of our lead builders for quite a while. Sabbatical for a while. Hopefully it'll come back. We need lead builders.
Yeah, we love it.
I understand. Yeah, life happens. You got those.
Nice last time.
We were sitting there in front
Oh, look at that.
Last time we just walked around.
Do I get to hand all over?
You asked me to wear helmet on the door. Or is this still like up to
Nobody's wearing helmets, although I have a beautiful pink one that he gave me.
Just that kind of guy.
No, it's necessary around the
He gave it to me because we got the hair.
Oh,
I'm sure there's a scar here somewhere we can find. Stop it, now you're getting redder. Wasn't that big of a deal. It's just always a surprise. Right? Okay, we don't advertise that.
no, wow. I mean, I already doesn't
You don't need to know this. I've forgiven you. I never needed to forgive you. I'm going
We picked it up at the church right before we came up here.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, I got an email, right? They said, I just dropped the check off. It's in the drive by the church.
Well, thank you for dropping by the way.
I can't avoid it. I go to church.
You know Ed?
I don't meet you. Yeah.
I don't know.
This is Lauren.
Hey,
Sweetheart, great to meet you.
nice to meet
She
you.
took Julissa.
Remember Julissa?
Yes.
So, helping out.
I'm one of the regulars.
Oh, it's just a
He's
wheel.
your guy.
Thank you.
I think so. I get that.
I can be charming.
You can't.
I don't care about you. I'm the lady that's charming.
Oh, well, thanks for coming.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad we could take some food for time.
8 years ago. I got my special t-shirt 2 years ago.
Yay.
No, the one below that.
Oh, the red shirt?
Red shirt.
Nice.
Not quite blue yet.
Yeah.
Nice.
I gotta come to more meetings. Mix it. We gotta come to more meetings.
Well, this qualifies.
This qualifies.
Yeah. And what we did, what Janice and I did in December, we went down for the Christmas party. That's all. Yeah. Yeah. And then the thing.
You'll actually be surprised how
The
many
thing
you end
in
up
Long
going
Beach.
more than you think. Yep.
Yeah, that qualifies.
I had 5
How's
in a row.
going?
Good. I brought you some money.
Oh,
I did
good.
too. I just gave it to him. That's what we picked up in the church.
And then I've got some reimbursement too, but I'll send it to you.
Okay,
Of
that's
some money
good.
that they get reimbursed and so forth for all the ladders and stuff that we purchased. So,
The money comes
yep.
from.
Oh. I said, you really want 10-foot ladders? She said, 10-foot ladders? I said, yeah. I said, you wanted 6-foot and 10-foot? I said, 10-foot's a pretty tall ladder. And he said, well, let's go to the back. So we went to the shed. And I looked at it and said, that's not a 10-foot ladder, that's an 8-foot ladder. Oh yeah, that's what I want. I said, well, it's a good thing I saw it, 'cause I would have showed up with 5 10-foot ladders.
They
I
all
said, we don't
got
need
money.
10-foot
Actually,
ladders.
going past the ratings.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The problem with New Jersey.
Oh, no, seriously,
Yeah.
they've been asking about something.
Got grand.
Oh, well, when I was down, we were a Saturday on a bill. We had a couple ladders there. I climbed up them. They were, oh yeah, I told Trino, I said, you better throw the other ones away. I said, if I show up in a building and see that junk anymore, okay, I'll get rid of them. I said, you need to get rid of them. Yeah, I said, now you're gonna have good ladders, because we were looking at the ones.
Nancy, how you doing?
And the clock, they're just,
I'll tell you in the end, I would not for everything.
oh yeah, no,
I
that's
think,
it.
yeah, so he's gonna like cry.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just because you use that symbol.
Just outside there.
Yeah, go on, there's tons of stuff out there.
He's
White, red,
on our build on Saturday, he's going to file reimbursements against the account. He's going to pay for everything. I was going to do it, but then he said he would.
I normally do it, so.
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine, that's what.
And I think that we're over what we need. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I know we're over for the price of the house. I'm just not sure what else.
I haven't looked at it in the last couple days.
And whatever is left over is fine.
So many other things to question about. People that think that.
Yeah, yep, definitely, yep.
Whatever's left
Ever?
over.
I
Yeah, in November, yeah.
You got a new jersey rider?
Well, no, we got 2 accounts going back. So,
Yeah,
yeah, but we move money back and forth. Yeah. Yeah. Because we got more money coming in from May for people on the bus, so we try to keep them 2 accounts. Well, 2 or 4 accounts. The bills and cards. So here's the people on the bus that pays for the bus, the dinner, and any other ancillary thing. That's 1 account, and the house bill is separate. Yeah, we keep it separate. Which, that's fine, yeah. But we try to keep it separate, so when people say, well, so what do you need money for? Well, let's put the money. So we know where we are in the bill. So we keep the bill money for the house separate than the money for the bus. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah. Yeah, right, yeah, right. Yep, there you go. Yep,
Yeah, they
outside
do. We know.
cooler.
I mean, we're supporting.
329 lager.
Figure out, what the material.
Lager, lager. Lager. I call it the lager. I'm from Holland.
So he brings it in, he's already got it.
I actually have 2 in New Jersey that
Do you?
We drink coffee again?
Seems like you could just buy a storage space in New Jersey and leave some.
Yeah, I know. I
we do have some.
a bridge with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they put it in
There you go.
in the garage at the church.
You see all those ladders in the truck right next to you over there?
You ready?
Yes.
Right.
Just keep my straps.
Yeah. Well, it could be anything, anywhere. Snow now. Cancel one day.
Be around somewhere, huh?
The children.
So you got that presentation kind of,
Yeah, the moving one? Yeah.
got it all together? Good.
Yes. Yes, it's streaming.
What's your tripod?
Yeah, that's my tripod. No, the problem is like I was putting it up there with my tripod, but it's too far away from the Wi-Fi.
But they didn't get the same opportunity he did here.
Yes, she just worked here.
How many people left?
Saturday they.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
You wasn't.
No. It's supposed to be last Okay. The way it was handled.
Nice and hot off the grill.
Oh. I love it.
10 minutes and food will be ready.
All right.
You know.
Yeah, we never have a good.
Word for you.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing. Either way, it used to be once upon a time, you join the company and stay with the company. The company would keep you, right?
Right.
No way.
Like my uncle. I joined this company, me and my dad got the my dad was mine.
Turn into a number.
Yeah.
That's all you are. Your employee number.
We've done that to ourselves over the years.
Oh, yeah.
What exit do you get on when you come home? You go to 5?
You're right.
No, I'm actually on east
That's why I liked when I left my company, because I went out on my terms. I retired. They threw me a big party. They were grateful for what I did for them. I was grateful for what they did for me. It's all good.
Yep.
I didn't have to.
Yeah. Mike went out of town.
Yeah, he told me that.
I said, beer.
It's closed. Oh,
Oh,
Canyon.
Canyon. No, you're thinking about Foxfire.
Yeah.
Foxfire.
We left it.
When's the last time you got Canyon?
I couldn't tell you.
Me neither.
But it was one time after
20 years ago, I think.
We have a bet. He said he can walk from his house to the canyon within 10 minutes. I said, no way. Yes. I said, I can't. And I said, okay, we have a bet. One day, he'll call me, and I'm going to drive down and he'll walk. And I said, okay, great. They make within 10 minutes, I buy all the beer.
Oh, but how long does it take to get home?
Well, that's all the story. I said it's walking, not running. I said, honor, you said, your honor. So, okay, all right. Let's keep it back to the day again. Yep, we gotta go down there. Hey, all time in the world.
Call me, I'll go with you.
Is that? Yeah, I know.
I'm serious.
I've been telling this guy to come on over to my house and help me with my calculator. I said, you have to
I
see
know.
it. You have to see it. And I was talking about it.
Yeah, I know.
I've never done
I've never been so busy.
4 more weeks.
Unbelievable.
See?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, weeks.
I am so
That's your work?
everything. I mean, that's it. You start on this process. So now your plate is way over. And I'm gonna come back in.
That's good to know. We should get going.
I'll hope it's a contract.
I thought you were going to be done last month.
We're supposed to be.
You told me in February.
We're supposed to be.
You didn't tell me the song.
They keep coming.
They've never touched it down. We've always
Today again. You know, we got there, it's okay, it's okay. You know, and you're like, okay, yeah, we'll do it. I presented the last offer. You know, like, no, we want to change some things around. He said, it's all about health.
You negotiate the contract or what?
Yeah, we're all before.
Oh, before you leave? At your last job?
Yeah, that's one thing I gotta get done. I gotta work on these other few projects, and I said, well, those things aren't happening until June, July, you need to know, starting May, I'm traveling. So like,
Healthcare's
what's that?
Healthcare's really good.
Oh, I know, yeah, and it's a very expensive.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
can see why.
Oh.
That they're fighting for it. Janice's healthcare is cool.
Yeah, they do have good
Oh my God. Well, see, they don't make much money, but they got the best stuff.
Maybe it's just they don't see
Yeah.
Yeah, she's healthcare. It's just equivalent basically having what I have. But she likes hers a little better because mine had like a primary doctor, and then you go see the primary doctor, and then he would, refer you or she refer you to somebody else, a specialist. But this one, you don't have to do that. You can go to a strictly specialist.
Oh, do you? Okay, oh, okay.
And there's exceptions to the law of mine, like your eyes, you don't have to go to your
Hi, sweetheart.
Debbie. So long. Good find, everybody. Twice as many.
Yes. You want to see the newest one?
Oh, look at you. Yeah.
I can do this.
Is it brand new?
Oh, he got her out his phone.
10 months.
Our newest was,
The baby's 10 months or the phone?
Phone's 10 years.
No, the phone's 10 months.
10 years.
He's barely got an
He's been
iPhone.
using it.
Yeah. Little Jack? You saw him on Easter, I saw, huh?
he's a real dude.
Can I help you? Nice to see you.
Well, I like
Sorry
it.
to step on your toe. Yeah. Hi. Nice to see you. Absolutely. That's Debbie?
Heavy, Nancy.
Oh, the shadows are getting
Yeah,
weird.
the shadow,
Does that
yeah.
look like Debbie?
She stayed young. I didn't. Debbie stayed
No, it
young.
doesn't look like that. I gotta find another Debbie.
Debbie started out.
Yeah.
I'm a stadium.
Another picture.
Yeah, if we're talking about
Find me another picture. That is. What do you have to show off?
I'll show you all.
Only if I can show you mine.
Oh, guy won't showing, right? Well, I don't have any, so.
Journey together. Took you from your thing. Can I help you?
Freeze cream.
That's Connor. This one here's Alexis. She's our 21-year-old. Yeah, and that's Nolan, who's 5.
And he looks at it. Oh, this is big.
Yeah. That's Nolan Barolo. Oh, I checked that out. Oh, that is Nolan. Yeah, that's Nolan. Yeah, she's 5. She's 5. And he's that size. You were my That was at work.
Get married.
I started young and so did my kids.
Letters are so big on that thing.
iPhone 6.
Well, you can set it up.
Was that what it is? I mean, you must have mega fonts.
What's big? What's big?
The letters and everything else, but even
You can set up the font.
yours is
That's the 6S.
yeah. Yours is everything seems bigger on yours.
Well, they had
You
fewer.
can set up bigger.
Oh, is that what it is?
Looks like
Blind guys.
Well, if you do, then you lose a row.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
That's what happened. You got one more row.
I got 6, you got 5.
Yeah.
Yes, my daughter obviously is ours. My son-in-law is my daughter. So is Mary. But little Evan didn't come out. Well, he's not little.
So what you been doing with yourself, Doc?
Oh, keeping busy, you know.
Keeping busy. On bills?
Yeah. No. Have you gone with Dave recently?
Nobody's gone with Dave recently. He's been enamored with being able to make a bill.
And the reason because of,
Oh, you hurt yourself?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I heard something about, he said something, May,
18
something like that?
He actually did it.
His wife is with
This
me.
year.
Yeah, but very young.
Yeah, wow.
Oh,
She
okay.
is.
Okay, but I
They were
couldn't.
in Ireland and.
My wife already had plans for
I know, I was just
so
having this conversation.
he did that, but then
Got a little devil in.
he was going to do the 16th, but now he's got a business loan. So we're going to do it on the 30th.
Oh, different.
And then May 4th.
Took us twice
I
to
don't
learn.
think he's actually chosen in June.
Not me.
I learned one time.
And you do better
But
than
I was,
That's right. Yeah, you
whenever
learn
I
from
could,
other friends.
whenever I
I learned from your guys' experiences.
I went, so I got about 4 bills in my
Now, when you say find a ride, what are you doing? But you got your century pass.
I have a century pass for my deed for the
Oh, I see.
It has a,
Corner to the right. We're starting to start a parade, so don't be shy.
okay. So, off the,
Are we settling?
No, tacos are ready.
We'll get food and head out that way. Did you park somewhere? Are you really sitting somewhere?
How's life for you?
Oh my gosh.
Busy here?
Gosh, a live recording.
Yes.
Really? You have to do the trip to everything else there, right? Yeah. Go to the region. Janice told me you wanted me to help you with
Because I heard about it.
So Monday, Utah to see
We
my
have
brother.
a
Moved out here last year.
Sign my name back in my having a meeting. I'm like,
I'll go. Yeah, and I was talking to my daughter. She's in college, but she's out of state. So I said, "Are you interested in becoming?" She's like, "Actually, I am. Get the information. I can't commit. I don't know what I'm going to do." So I was like, "Yeah, the more the merrier."
We might have a truck available if we had a driver.
You can still get snow.
So, figuring
My
out.
wife has a sister in Denver, and she said it's
Yeah. She mentioned that in one of your meetings.
15 inches or so.
She's going to call you, and I keep waiting for her to do it.
Oh, yeah. Well, you'll see here tonight there's a lot of opportunities. And one of those is for exaggeration.
Yeah.
This is my dad.
Hi, Mike Rieger. Pleased to meet you.
You need me.
Oh.
Hanging out.
He just wants to see his daughter. I don't know how that works. I've got little girls. They're not little anymore, but.
Pretend that.
Yeah.
How old are your girls?
I've got one that's 40, and I've got one that's 37, and I've got one that's 30. And I have a son that's 27.
And grandkids.
Six grandkids. Yeah.
You have 7? Yeah. Are they close? Your grandkids are close, right?
Yeah. So, which isn't far. But all the rest of them are within 30 miles of us. Perfect, yeah.
Well, please help yourself to tacos.
I shall, I promise. Yeah.
Enjoy. Eat some good food?
Oh, I haven't started yet. I'll tell you. Oh, you know, researching some organizations that several popped up. You don't remember Cheryl last name, right?
No. No, she's a short blonde. I know that much.
Yeah.
Drives a Honda. Has
Is she a veteran Corazon?
yes. Okay. She actually's on the board. Or has been.
Okay. Oh, no, that's one of the things. The other one is she's a veteran rooster. We used to volunteer to drive the truck. We used to drive the truck across the
Right. Yeah, I know. Actually, I volunteered for that.
Oh,
Right about the time you stopped doing that.
So the thing is that we just need to, when you say you mentioned the ride, I mean, you just need to, let's say you go with Dave, you just need to ride to get the Dave place. That way you can go with Dave or,
Across the border and back.
oh, because you would prefer to go cross border and back on your sending pass.
Yeah.
Okay. But then because of your vehicle restricted.
Yeah, it won't let me go.
Because of the commerce law or whatever.
Well, you got the California law says it has to be in the back of the truck. And to be in the back of the truck has to be covered.
Oh yeah.
So, he's got a nice metal, pretty metal pedal.
Yeah.
And they looked at it and said, you could hide somebody in there. He goes, I can. It's an 18-gallon tank for compressed natural gas. But they can't see that. Well, I can open it for them. No, that's too much trouble. We're not.
Let's say hypothetically they allow you to go. The Sentry Pass would apply to you for all the any vehicle?
No.
Apparently a vehicle that you own.
No, but I know.
I can be a passenger of anybody's Sentry vehicle.
Have you been on?
I can be
Yeah, I think
a
that's.
passenger of my vehicle
No, I know that.
that's a Sentry, of course. But if it's not a Sentry, and I have to use the other one, I don't get any privilege with the Sentry. But you're supposed to be the one who drives when you're jury. And it doesn't count as cutting.
It's a one-time coincidence that you can come and help a leader along the day, for example. You can always drive to his place, leave your car there.
Well, that's what I do.
Okay. But it just doesn't.
It's just when he's not around
Right.
to drive.
Okay. So you want to do more than that?
Yeah, I would do more.
Yeah.
Well, he was a whole year where he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'd like to go do something myself. But I kept using the bushes to find people who would give me a ride. I mean, even if I got over there, just, get down there, and I was beautiful. Get into someone else's.
Or if I run into anybody, I have that, meet that, out of
Sure does. I know Mike does. He's bringing somebody already.
when you say Mike, which one? The building?
No, I can't think of his last name.
He's the lead builder.
No, he's not a lead. He's a blue shirt. He has a little bit of a step. Has all of the Milwaukee power tools.
Again, sometimes just things doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Mike has Sentry Pass too.
Yeah.
Sometimes he brings something.
Thanks for coming.
No problem.
Good to see you.
Question for you. I don't know if Lauren told you or you saw, but David canceling his building leadership for the 16th because he has to be out of town. I don't want to cancel my time. Do you know anybody who might be able to give me a ride? Ask them. Getting down there is not the problem. It's after I've gone across, coming back, because my vehicle, even though I've got Sentry Pass, my truck doesn't. So, I would like to catch a ride
With the Sentry.
with her Sentry if possible, but even I'm more concerned about somebody's got room in their car. I can sit in the passenger seat as easy as anything else.
Okay, well let us look. Let's look who's going.
If you
I
get a
can't remember
chance, yeah, but I didn't want to give that up.
Right.
But we are going to 30th. He's trying to see if he can. I don't know if he was trying to be the build leader or lead builder. He is planning on going 16th or the 30th. And we're already logged on to the 14th of May.
Okay.
So, but I want to. Well, I'm trying to catch up all of my lost last year because I didn't have any way to get there. Going to Cuddy, Sentry doesn't count anymore. So I'm a little bit leery about just driving by myself. It's easy to get lost if they don't have street signs. They don't have a lot of street signs in American people can see. Yeah.
Show me the old caravan. Show me the caravan.
That through Tijuana. you not believe how quickly the caravan breaks up at the crucial moment. I mean, because you got the caravan, and there's this one turn that we make. I don't know what it is, but there's like 4 different ways you can go, 3 or 4 different ways you can go, and some veterans go zooming off one way, and that are supposedly going to the sanctuary. You've got some people who are going to just go across the normal way, and then you've got one way that helps you not at all, and the light is not that long. The caravan doesn't get through. It happened to Brett through Century, and we lost an hour because we missed the light. By the time we looked, you couldn't see anybody. And when I told him what I was remembering, he didn't. He was so unsteady about it, insecure, that he wouldn't make a snap decision. And it's like, we're never gonna make it this way. But I finally just shut my mouth and let him do it. We finally got there.
Well, okay. Well, I think there's things we could do to improve our.
You know, I'm good at following maps. The problem is that I can't find a map of Kiwan that will. I mean, I know the main road that gets in. From that point on, I am not sure which road I can take or don't want to take to get over to the circles. Once you got the circle, well, that's if you're going to the Century. But I'm working on some way to see if I can get my truck certified for Century. Plus, because it has compressed natural gas, maybe put a glass or a plastic cover over it so they can see. But I have to call them and check it out. It's kind of expensive, so I'm not rushing out to do it. But, okay, that's fine. But you know, I really don't expect special. I just, if you know, tell me.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Still missing the bus for each
Which day is April 30th? April 30th is the copy. And you want to go over, and it doesn't have to be Century because you would prefer not non-Century because there's no need for Century.
No, there's no need. You can't use it. It's not there.
Okay. So 30th of April. So let me. You can see. I know my way in Friday.
Well, Dave's going to go on the 30th.
Oh, okay. Oh.
And actually, when we go to Friday, I've done it a little. I've done it several times. That, or serious soul, actually. But I know from the restaurant, taco restaurant that we go to, you got to go down straight. You got to go through a couple stop signs. You make a left U-turn, and then you make a left turn, and the next thing you know, you're on the street. And my truck's fine there. All I have to do is gas up and go across the border because they don't have
Mr. You say something about the car, you hate to be by yourself.
No, in Tijuana. Yeah, just Tijuana, because you can't, I can't navigate.
Okay.
Because I don't really understand all the way.
Now, but on the 30th in the car, I mean, sometimes they make the decision like, I don't want to cross the Cardi crossing. I want to go back to Tijuana. I can use the toll road, go back to Tijuana, cross the Century.
He hasn't been doing that lately.
Okay.
We haven't done that since the first year he got his.
But he's well against the April 30th. Okay. No, but you see, I mean, you definitely do the April 30th.
What he says.
That's what he said. Okay. I mean, you have to cancel one in May because of the.
Not May.
Middle of April. Okay, all right. I'll keep that in mind. I haven't got my certificate. Again, I can't, like, even today, I didn't plan to come. I mean, I still trying to, I really like Corazón. I just have to juggle my school time.
Yeah.
So I'll keep that in mind, April. But again, I have to.
You can join India.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I know. I haven't got my around to get my century pass yet. That's the only thing. So see, I hate to like force him have to drive nonsense. Well, unless he has.
They don't do that.
Okay.
For certain people, get in line when you jump out. It's really close to the bottom. You don't need it.
And that is Tijuana or Tecate?
Tecate has nothing.
Okay. Oh, but even Tijuana nowadays you have that thing where the pedestrian can cross. But you're talking about old time right? Oh, so this is something new. Oh. Okay. But sometimes that line is long and then the driver have to wait. And I don't want that to happen.
And sometimes it's not. So, Dave doesn't mind that way.
So how did he do on the April 12th? He was pretty nervous. I met him at the fundraising party. He said, I haven't done a bill for a long time, so how did you come? I said, well, right now I'm kind of, so I couldn't, the assembly passed and all that stuff.
I couldn't go on March 12th either.
So he survived.
Oh, sure.
Or maybe on that day, sometime, I don't know.
Tom might have done it. It was a big deal. When you look at the calendar, so it had other things added. So there's probably another 3 there.
So this was a project.
Right.
Room extension or whatever.
Well, it was a new bill, but they might have been given them a cesspool. We've done that. We were building it now.
I saw those scaffold that are John Peter. So cool. Those things the scaffold when it's just really easy to catch and really easy to disassemble.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I mean it's on the picture. Yeah, so cool. I mean it doesn't require a lot of all you do is just like they have like a screw and you just hang it and it all around the house. So people can do it. It's so interesting. I don't know if always So, okay, so keep in mind about April 30th. Oh no, April 30th, you only plan, you just drive the day place. Or you go with him.
Oh, I always go with it.
Okay.
Well, if they don't.
It's just
I
a
drive to
one.
his house. And I drive down. And my truck stays at his house. Now, it doesn't have to be that way.
Well, I didn't be, but I thought,
If someone else is going to drive or work on it, something like that. See, I've driven with John Marr. He's up here, so I just...
Yeah. You just like meet him in some parking lot, the mall, and then you call there and drive with him.
Yeah.
And it work out okay. I mean, we try to mess with your.
No, it's fine.
Because I'm sure it kind of like some people, because it's kind of specially structured to accommodate that.
Oh no,
No?
it's invisible.
Okay. Only the insider would know that sort of thing. Okay, I got it.
Well, actually, you have to investigate the truck to see that it has absolutely nothing to do with it. The truck is the truck.
Yeah, right. So it doesn't look like typical truck.
Yeah, it's a 318 engine in it. And the only thing is the plum or the rest natural gas.
And you do this with your environmental conscious person?
No, because that's the way the truck was when I got it. I didn't buy it new. It was a 1995.
No.
But it only has 100,000 miles.
But when you get fuel, what do? You have to go to a special place? I'm sure they make it versatile enough to encourage people to do it. Or no? So you have to go far.
Not in this area, but I can't go to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Our tank isn't big enough for me to get across the desert between Barstow and the first gas station that has that in Las Vegas.
So did you really search for it, or you just come across it?
Oh, I searched for them.
Oh,
They're online. You just plug in CNG stations in the search area, and there's a couple of them. They just tell you where they are, how to get there.
That's one of those good things. So let's say where you are right now, you're in Garden Grove.
Westminster, yeah.
So what's the nearest country you have to go to get your CNG?
Well, the closest one is on just off of Lamson, between Westland and on the other station. 2 pounds. All it is. There's nobody attending it right now. They're all self-service.
Oh, okay.
Most of them are. That's very close to me. But coming this direction, there's one at the Arco station, it's 22.5 cents. There's another one on Harbor and Orangewood. There's another one that I go to on State College, right straight across the wall. It's the best one to know. One in they're beautiful.
So we go by gallons, $1.95 per gallon.
Yeah, they do
Economical, also environmental friendly.
They cannot fail. There's no pollution.
But I mean, you never have to go for a smoke test. It's called costly.
We're gonna start in about 5 minutes. Any more food or anything? There's still a lot out there.
Because Just a regular big truck.
Yeah.
But they just set it up so that
It's kind of interesting. Just like out of the blue, you just search for that, or you just like.
it was a bonus. Bonus gift. The way they work. I volunteered. One of my doctors photographed. She just found out some of the other volunteers that work there work in college. And this vehicle came in, it's Caltrans surplus. No, not refurbished. It was
I don't know what yours are like.
surplus. They got too many trucks. They got rid of that one. Somebody bought it. They used it as a drug dealer to bring it to the town. So the drug dealer didn't know what to do with it, because they had the PMP on it.
Oh yeah, like a clean job on it too. Detail and all.
This one doesn't look like it ever had a PMP.
All year round.
Stand next to the months before, they don't got windows.
Es que ya she measured and
Just like you're starting, so.
Well,
I still don't have paper.
Yes,
My email on it. They said, hey.
yours is among the best.
I don't know. I'll see.
Proud of you.
Okay. I don't want to get in trouble for contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just recording, so I make sure that I record it on the master. Why don't you just process those through? Because I didn't think
Yeah, no.
so I thought maybe the other one.
When you first bill this year,
No, yeah. I wanted to go with Terry.
you 17.
But it wasn't something that could shrug off.
Wait till tomorrow, come on.
Yeah.
I remember one of my bills, I got my cards. So I have to call them really quickly. Come on, find a replacement. But if you get there and the lead bill is they're not going to be very happy.
No. I knew about it a couple of days ahead of time, because I had it like, started really getting bad. On the Monday before. So I went to the doctor. And I took the diagnosis and started bronchitis. And I asked him about well, I can't stop you, but it doesn't sound like a very good idea. And then my wife said, you're not going, are you? And so you got those two things.
Yeah.
All them against me? Yeah, I guess I wasn't going.
I don't remember what they treat. Is it antibiotic?
Yeah, for bronchitis, it's bacteria. Or cold flu, that is viral infection.
You know what? At this point, the first Saturday, if it doesn't work,
They had certified to show you. The doctor didn't let him. So they should go.
We're gonna give Pam.
Yeah, they're getting it.
Yeah, give it
Not available.
Save a discount for
I don't touch them.
Well, if you look closely at the leaves over there, there's a left. Yeah, it just works with and at the
Dave's over at Higher Ground just about every single day. I was really? Oh my God, I see him doing that.
Yeah, he was.
Doing electrical.
Let them know.
They pulled everything around, but then they're tapping it in.
He just liked to know.
About several months ago, a bunch of us went to Tijuana for a trip to visit Corazon projects, and we called it Corazón Experience in Tijuana. Tonight we're doing Corazón Experience in the United States. Give you some of the same feel, particularly of the programs that Corazon does in addition to construction. Everybody knows Corazon builds houses, but we don't all know all the other things that we do. Your little brochure in front of you talks about Corazon's 3 major program arenas: Corazon Construction, Corazon Youth, Corazon Family and Community. And tonight, Manuel Huesca, our volunteer coordinator, and Marlene Castro, who's the community coordinator in Mexico, are going to present some of the work that Corazon does in Tijuana, Tecate. And then when they finish, Lauren, over there in the corner, wave your hand, Lauren, who is the office coordinator here in the United States, is going to talk about volunteer opportunities here. It's wonderful to go to Mexico, but it's also, there's lots of things that can be done here. So Lauren's going to share some of that. Before we do that, I want to introduce a few Corazon who's who people. Let me start with Jennifer Allen, CEO. Most of you have already met her. Let's see, Tom McMillan is back there. He's our Corazon board president. Nick Van Hoognood right there is also on the board. Lots of blue shirts in this room, and we'll talk more about what it means to be a blue shirt and a red shirt later. But many of you are volunteers a long time, or perhaps some new faces. We're delighted to have you all here, and now we'll let Marlene and Manuel take it away.
Thank you, Maxine. And I'm just gonna jump right ahead with our quick. All right. That was supposed to be like a punchline, but I just need a second. So I'm just going to show you a quick video. Probably you've seen it before. If you haven't, this is the time. And then I'll keep going.
Going into Mexico and doing that work there until you don't experience it. It's just an overwhelming feeling of connectedness and community and really amazement at what people can do when they come together.
It's an experience that you aren't going to get in your normal life. Go to a foreign country and in one day build a house that changes a family's life. It's a very compelling and exciting project.
It was the joy on the faces you would see to the individual families the first time their hands will never forget.
Corazon has been around for 35 years now. Over the years, we've evolved into a very complex and successful and interesting organization. The house build is one of the first things that Corazon will do for a family when a family gets involved. And typically a family will join Corazon because they need a house. They have that need. And they have to remain active in our program for at least 6 months. And active means that they're serving 15 hours a month of community service. And they create those projects themselves based on the needs in their community that they know of.
It's about the sustainable development of an entire community as opposed to just coming down, leaving donations and walking away and hoping maybe you made a dent. We have committees in the communities that are vested in helping their communities thrive and become places where people can raise families.
rather than taking our idea of what would improve their lives to them, we're basically asking them, what does your community need? And then we're empowering them to let those things happen in their communities. The house building is just the tip of the iceberg of what Corazón does.
Something that we've never seen before in any other nonprofit. If we have the resources for them and benefits for them, then they could strive and improve their lives. And that sense of empowerment is definitely inspirational, motivational, and they become self-sufficient.
There has never been a safety or security issue on a Corazón Build. The areas where we work in Tijuana and Tecate are not dangerous places. They're poor communities, and we take all the proper measures to make sure the experience is worthwhile and satisfying and successful for everyone who were to go down to Mexico with us.
I mean, to be able to build a house in one day is just, it still blows my mind. Wow, we put a roof over an entire family's head in one day.
Our program overall is very family oriented. You're with your family volunteering, and then alongside with another family who's going to receive a home, or another family who's participating in one of our community programs or activities. It's a real hands-on experience.
I love the question of why now. The time is now. Corazón needs support now.
There's just nothing better than feeling like you're working towards a common purpose that is going to make the world a better place. You know, I think that in my generation, there's a growing awareness of that, but I think sometimes we don't know where to start, what to do, what we want to do. What we can do is provide an avenue for that.
I think in this world, what we look for is instant gratification, and rarely do we get it. And with Corazón, you can get that. You can go to Mexico in one day and feel instantly gratified that you just changed a family's life for generations to come.
So if you've never seen it, that video is on our website, on our YouTube channel. And can you hear me? Good? Yeah? Okay. So if I'm here, can you see?
Yes.
Yeah. So, so as you were looking at the video, you can like listen lots of information. There's like projects, and there's like services, there's like people doing hours. So there's a lot of information. So we want to break it down so we can explain better, and it goes along better with those brochures that you have right now on your hands. So as Tom says in the video, the structures are, the house builds are just the tip of the iceberg, and that's why this time I have like this blueprints, because basically Corazón was built upon that. So so as you have over there, Corazón has three programs. So we work with, we have Corazón Construction, Corazón Family and Community, and Corazón Youth at the middle. So how do people work on those programs? How do we work with those projects? And so basically, we work with 7 communities. 5 of them are in Tijuana, and 2 of them are in Tecate. So I don't have the names written here because I don't know if you're gonna remember them. But we have Cumbres, Cañón Carretas, Pedregal, Flores Magón, and Nuevo Milenio. Those are communities in Tijuana, and then we have Cerro Azul and Valle de las Palmas in Tecate. So basically, any person that lives close to those communities, there's a community center in the community, and people can approach the community center, and there's a committee. If they want to participate, they approach the committee, and then so committees run the communities, and in this interview they get all their basic information. As we see, this benefits the country. And we have both here that I really like. We have here, so the Corazón Youth. So Corazón Youth build character and create educational opportunities. That's its main goal. And they have lots of services here, and then I can go through them a little bit. So we have the tutoring service. So basically, the tutoring service works as a train-the-trainer model. We have tutors on the communities, and the tutors get some training, and with that training, they can give tutories to the kids. But they also replicate that training, and then we have, every time we keep having more tutors, because we keep having more kids on the communities, and they need to take their tutoring. So the kids are doing their community service hours, taking tutoring. So they go to tutoring lessons, and that's how they make their 15 hours a month. But the kids are helping them and teaching them while taking training, though they are receiving, they're also receiving hours, but the service is being offered. So when the kids are being active, they're doing their 15 hours a month for 6 months, they can access to one of the things, the summer camp. And then we also have scholarships. So kids are taking tutories and they're being active, so they can access to scholarships. So sometimes when you get on higher education, they're not close to colleges or high schools. So kids need to pay a lot. They spend a lot of money on transportation. So all those expenses are a burden to the family, and the kids help doing their hours, and then they receive the scholarship. So basically, they just apply and then receive the money. And well, they have to go through a process, and they have to remain active, and they also need to remain keeping good grades. So it's usually backwards. They have not so good grades, and then when they start doing the tutories, and then they start having the scholarship, their grades start to go up. Then we have music classes. We started that last year? 2 years ago? 2 years ago. So 2 years ago we started having music classes. We're working together with another organization that's a federal government organization. That's the Center for the Musical Arts. So basically we're working together, and the kids are getting this benefit. So they're active. They go to the office. There's a bus. The bus picks them up, and then they take them to classes, and they're taking classes. I think there's 12 kids that already finished the first level, and the first level they didn't touch any instruments, so it was weird for them because they were music classes, but they were just where's that instrument? But now they're really using instruments. They borrow instruments from that place, and they're playing the instruments. Then we have a soccer tournament where all the kids that's on one day, and all the kids train on their communities, and then they just go on a big match. All communities against one another. We bring the communities from the people from Tecate to Tijuana, and they all play together. And then we have the social media lab. We just started that one, and it's basically kids that are in college or high school. They, besides doing school, some of them are working, and some of them, and they still need to do their community service hours. So basically, we're trying to mix those together, because at school they need to do social service hours. So they need to do social service for school and community service hours for Corazón. So we're mixing those together, and kids are planning on doing some activities on, it's a social media lab. It's a lab because it's not defined yet, but they're working with social networks. They're doing Facebook. They're going to start doing some reporting. They're going to do going to the projects, record it, edit it, and do some podcasts and videos online. So there's a couple of quotes here. So this is Ana Rodriguez from Cerro Azul. It's motivating to have the chance to get training to bring new activities to the kid and youth. At the same time, realizing that what I bring is helpful to some of them, keeps them studying and looking forward to be someone in life. I feel good knowing I have put my 2 cents on. And it's really interesting because it's mostly based on a train-the-trainer model. So people are getting trained, and then they're reproducing that model. So we have these big sessions with a couple of people that get trained to be tutors, to caregivers, and then they just transfer that to the rest of the people in the community. And then I have another quote here. This is from a summer camp from someone in Nuevo Milenio that didn't want to give their name. That's 18 years old. You know why? The camp was successful because I was with my childhood friends. The food was good, friendly instructors, volunteers were fun to be around, dynamic activities, sports, team values were entertaining and inspiring. So that's pretty awesome. And then I have a couple pictures here. So this picture, this particular picture is for the I don't know if you can see it from the back, but it's like this is the amount of people, the amount of kids that participated on last summer camp. And then we have kids doing tutorings, and over there there's the soccer tournament where all the kids got together, and we got sponsoring for their uniforms. So every kid that participated in the summer, the soccer tournament got their uniform to play. They have their own team. So Numberland is going to talk about the other program. Which is, I think we're going to thank you. I'm just going to go on top. Sorry.
Okay, so the last one is Corazon Family and Community. And the main objective is facilitate self-sufficient families and communities. So in order to achieve that, we have assembly meeting where the families, one family member of each families from the communities comes together in each community once a month so they can hear everything about the plans for projects on the month, and they get to decide also which committee members are they going to elect. And well, several things happening in the community for that month, and they also review like past month achievements and challenges, and so they can decide how to work on the current month. Also, we have reps meetings where two members and activities. We are also presenting those together, and we also use once a week. So, okay, yeah. Donation exchange. Well, they exchange their hours that they have made during the month, or, well, it depends if donation exchange is like twice a year, maybe this time. So the families, one member of the family gets to exchange their hours for some goodies that some of you have donated. And also food and medical aid. They exchange their hours for food items, and we offer them also medical expenses reimbursement. And the families have like one opportunity each 3 months to apply to this, and the committee members check that application and send it to us once a month with their report. And then we work on that and we reimburse those expenses. Also, we have workshops, as Manuel said minutes ago, about violence prevention and gardening classes. Besides that, we also have sewing classes for the ladies that are active, and they can apply to the sewing class. And we were doing it once a year, but now we are trying to do it twice a year. So we have one particular sponsor for materials for sewing classes, and we're trying to help them to have the opportunity to work on that in each community. Some of the communities already have classes down their community, but mainly we have in our office twice a month class, and it is for 6 months, I guess. So now we are trying to make 2 times classes and also manage those classes on the campus, because right now we only have in one. In Christmas party, well, this is a time of celebration where all the families come together from every community as well as the sponsors, and the families need to be active 1 year in order to attend to the party. And well, this one member of the committee, she said that our time being with them at the committee meetings, she has learned to be more patient, comprehensive, tolerant, to listen and thank before acting, and to manage my emotion as well. I learned how to ID different types of violence, to solve personal conflict, and to dialogue within my community. I got to know myself better, and it also helped me to be a better mom. So this is after this first time that we were there in a series of kind of a workshop with violence prevention as well, with the community members, with each community. There are some pictures. Some of the communities has this space for gathering, and there is a picture of the teacher, the sewing classes teacher, and some of the students, and there the last year Christmas party. Well, and all these projects that we have mentioned, the communities gain hours. So these are the number of projects the last year communities made in total. That's a big number. I'm not going to read it, you know. And this is the total of hours that they have gained in the past year. Some of you have already seen those numbers. As you see, a lot of numbers, a lot of hours in the past year. Okay, so what's next?
Yeah, so the next thing is, what's next? So basically, as you can see, what Marlene and I are showing you, this is a lot of people working. So we have 7 communities. The people are basically working on their projects, doing their community service hours, and exchanging that for services. So it reflects on this, and it reflects on all the services they're being able to get. So yeah, I would like to ask you right now, like a little debrief on what I'm showing you, and just I would like 5 people to tell me, just mention one thing that stands out for you out of this presentation, this little presentation. No, 20,000.
What did they do to get 20,000?
Work on those projects.
Wow.
Yeah. Something else that stands out for you?
What stands out in my mind is that the participants in this group, with this organization, is not that they, like Corazón just hands out that they have to be an active member and that they have to have the hours in exchange. I like that because they have to work for a goal, and then they're also sharing their talent, and it's like the domino effect.
Thank you. Anyone else wants to share something that stands out for you?
Well, something for me is you're talking about the scholarships that the scholastic aptitude pretty much increases when they get involved. I think is now you've taken a little bit of the edge off and helping them out a bit. So it's a positive direction.
This is a question. Don't we also teach construction? Don't we have construction classes?
Yes,
Or
we do.
used to?
Yeah, well, we haven't had them lately, but yes, we do have. So there's like, I could also add, there's a bunch of things I could add. I'm trying, what we're trying to do is to try to put it together as clear as possible for everyone and as simple as possible. There's many things out that we do. Like, we recently had an eyeglass campaign. John's Howard Director and International Review teams helped us. So that was a service too. Like people that were active got to be able to access those services. So there's different things that are going on all the time. But these are the main programs and the services that we have running all the time. But yes, the answer is yes.
The next generation of these family members and what a major change that's going to be for that family's economic, social, position.
How long has Corazon been around? What's it open?
38
years. How did it?
So it started
Yeah. Yeah.
1978. A couple of guys who came from Servite High School, which is a Catholic high school in Anaheim, and a couple of from St. Callista's Catholic Church and Garden Grove would go down to the main little community that went to Montreal, and the ladies would give out blankets and rice and beans, and the guys would go up and offer to repair somebody's houses. And in 1978, they came to the realization that if they incorporated as a 501c3 tax deductible organization, then people could give them stuff, and they could have a lot more stuff to take in. So that's when Corazon began. And for about the first 10 or 12 years, it was really pretty loosey-goosey. Go down and fix a few houses a few times a year, go down and get some stuff away. And then in the late 80s, they decided it would be easier to build a house from scratch rather than try and repair some of the cardboard shacks that people live in. So late 80s, they started building houses. And then in the mid-90s, we realized that we were building houses, but there were all these other needs that you see here. And all we were doing was going down and building a house, patting ourselves on the back for good people we were, and leaving. And the people didn't have work, the kids weren't in school, they had health problems. And so in about 96 or 97, the program that you see here was developed. And the whole model changed to, you don't give anything away, they work for it. You have all these services that they can obtain, and it's a much more holistic kind of approach. So what you see here has been going on for not quite 20 years.
Yeah. Every time they are, in order to take to register all their service.
Train the trainer model that you use. When you said it's in
The classes,
sewing classes, they
the teachers, some of the instructors getting hours, giving classes to the
yeah. So yeah, when they're having classes or workshops, the people that's giving that they gain more hours because they need time to prepare.
So,
yeah.
Who determines, like you, I think the whole model of education on how you guys are doing it is what's wonderful. It alters the culture of how the communities think, because even if they're not involved, they see what the benefits for others, and they want to jump on board. And I think that whole culture shift, moving toward hitting the kids, and as the kids get older, now if it's 20 years, obviously you didn't have as many involved back then, but now, you're going to get that that momentum as it keeps moving forward, and the culture changes are even going to be bigger and bigger as you move forward. I hear all these classes, like sewing classes and cooking classes and different things. How do they determine what kinds of classes to do? I mean, those are not the typical education, but it benefits the community to teach them skills to do things.
Yeah, so they're usually based on what the community wants. Like,
but I mean, is that like the actual committee that gets together and they talk about, okay, what have people talked about? I mean, what should we be putting a focus on?
So yeah. Okay, yeah. So the ones that are already there, they came out as a need. But I can tell you right now that we had some meetings with the communities, and we also have like a list of what people would like. Those are the ones that are running, but we also have like people would like to be involved in this any other stuff. So if you want to jump ahead and you want to give those classes, you're welcome, and we know that the people wants them because we do a participatory meetings. So basically what we do is we call out the community, we go to each community, we call them, and we do a workshop on which we work towards that. So we work with consensus workshop methods and we get a consensus of the people in the community that are involved to get to know what is much. Yep.
Manuel?
Yes.
I'm sort of confused about the community center.
Yes.
And the role that they play. Like, I just realized I don't really know for sure. Corazon built all the community centers.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
So they're kind of like the center of the community.
Yes. Yes. All the committee meetings, the assembly meetings are held there, and all the tutoring, daycare. Yeah. Oh, it all happens at the community center. Sorry. Yes.
I have a question regarding the numbers on those projects. I see that some communities obviously have more projects than others, and then, but they don't necessarily also correspond to the community service hours. So I was wondering if that is a difference in the communities between the location or the size of the community, or
the size of the community. Yeah, it depends on the size of the community. Sometimes you can have lots of projects, but you have less amount of people involved in those projects. So we have big communities like Cumbres. Cumbres has like 1,300 projects, but they have the biggest number of hours because that's the biggest community. So there's like, on each project, there's a lot of people getting involved with that. So what we're counting here is like, if 5 people do 2 hours, then we have 10 hours. So that's the total number of everyone and all the hours they're making.
I was particularly looking at Sarah Azul with 464 projects, and he had 28,000 hours.
Yeah, there's a lot of people getting involved with this. They're really active. Yes.
Do people, after they get their house, do they tend to continue after their 6 months? Are they expected to? Do they have to do something to remain in their house?
No, they're not expected. Like they just need to be active to ask for a service, being the house is one of them. And once they get it, they just need to be active when they get it.
Do they tend to?
But
continue?
they stay there.
The scholarships keep a lot of the kids.
Yeah, and I was going to add to that one. There used to be a lot of, well, it's usually like lots of people, they want a house, so they join Corazon, they do their hours, they get the house, they stay in Corazon. But now there's a lot of kids, like, I want a scholarship. So the kids get to Corazon, they start doing tutoring, they get a scholarship, and then their mom gets more.
And there's families who don't need either a house or necessarily a scholarship, but they're connected to their community and they're involved in community service and helping one another, and that real camaraderie and kind of fellowship that comes from that, the community network, and so they stay involved for that reason.
A lot of the Tijuana communities are different than the Tecate communities. A lot of the Tijuana communities, many of the people are migrants, and they come up from central and southern Mexico because the border kind of sucks people up because that's where the economy is. And then they get up there and they find out life isn't quite as good as they thought it was, and they don't know anybody. And so the Corazon program offers them this chance to really develop a sense of community that, to be quite honest, we're sometimes jealous of. I moved around in my work a bit too, and we move into neighborhood, we didn't know anybody. And there wasn't really a mechanism to participate.
Because there's 15 hours at least. But
they do like summer camps and occasional visits, and so they're looking to Corazon for kind of leadership and guidance and how to build a more with those.
I look at that, I'm not even sure if I'm going to say this correctly, but what I'm saying is like you give a man a fish, he eats for a day, you teach him to fish, it's their life.
Yep. Thank you. Just two more people. Is there something else you need more clarification on? Yes.
Where's your financial support come from, and does it cost? Is there expected donation in order to participate from, let's say, a bill?
Yeah, I'm gonna say for everyone no, but I can let
Sure. I mean, we have a large kind of group of individual donors who provide donations for things like scholarships and everything else that you've heard about. And then for house builds, we have sponsoring groups. So it's typically it could be a church group, a Rotary group, a school, a group of friends, all different kinds of groups who sponsor the house build. The house build is $7,800.
More things in the next year, they get a blue shirt. And by the time they have a blue shirt, they've been on 7 or 8 of these bills and they understand how it works. And then their job is to train the trainer, teach the volunteers how to build a house. And then we have a lead builder who's kind of the project foreman on each house. And that lead builder is then responsible for everything that goes on. And the blue shirts are kind of his assistants to get the job done. And so that 40 or 50 people who never built anything in their life and build a house in about 7 hours.
But it is possible for someone that you don't have to form your own sponsoring group. You can join on with others.
Yeah, so that's how we get the red shirts and blue shirts and lead builders is the people don't want to just come with a sponsoring group once a year. They want to come several times. So some groups, like the guys sitting up there at the front table are from a church in Yorba Linda, and they do 3 houses a year, and they have 50 people plus a waiting list for every house, and we got 8 blue shirts probably in your group, and another
about that.
Yeah, another 5 or 6 red shirts. So to be quite honest, we don't send people towards their bill because we're covered. Yeah.
We have plenty.
But then we have other groups that do need help. And so, and in fact, one of Lauren's jobs, and one of our jobs in the office is to kind of look. We have a sign up so we know who's coming on each project. And we kind of see, okay, which projects look a little thin, which projects don't seem to have very much experience. And then Lauren either sends out an email blast or gets on the phone, and we call some people and try and recruit them to come and help that group. So if as I understand it, you have some construction experience. if you would like to become one of those people that we occasionally call, when you see something and you just put your name in with Lauren, and we will keep you on the list of when we need some help, and you need to call.
And I think this is a nice transition to where we're going next. So what else can you, like, how can you? So one nice way to do it is if you want to learn more about what we're doing in the community, me talking about it, this is nice, but it's kind of just presentation. I could have numbers, but then they're boring. Some people like them, some people don't. I could have more pictures, but
I wanted to cover is, like they said, there's a ton going on in the Mexico side. But for some people, they just don't have the time to be able to go down on a Saturday, 16-hour day, or go on some of these overnight trips. But on this side of it, we're very, very thankful for their services and for their help. But or not, we have an accountant who can come in and partner with our current accountant, Don, and help him with our organization. That's something that's been really important to us and important to Don. So if you know of any flexible hours in an accountant, we would love to talk to you. On the blue shirts to help us navigate those days, to help guide those high school students, and even just groups that are a little bit less experienced in construction. And so that's something we really need help to highlight. 2 builds coming up, April 16th and April 30th are huge super build days for us. We are building 5 or 6 houses on either of those days. And we usually pack our trips when we're planning, and we usually try to put anywhere from like 4 to 6 blue shirts on a trip to make sure those trips are successful. So you can imagine how many blue shirts we're looking for the 16th and the 30th. So please, 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 I've actually put a little post-it on there saying, "Hi, me." If you are a blue shirt, we're probably going to be calling you. Or unless you sign up, that would be awesome, because those are very high need days for us. One of those builds will be in Tijuana, and the other super build will be in Tecate this year. One of the other things I want to direct you to is our volunteer tour. It's been highlighted a couple times tonight, but tonight, if you're interested, we'd love for you to sign up with us or even if you're interested, just sign up and we'll get you more information and you can kind of make that decision over the next couple. But we would love for you to join us. It really does give you a lot better on the ground view of what we do, who we are, who we interact with on a daily basis, and what the impact we're having is on the ground. And then one of the last things is we often get questions from a lot of people. They hear the presentation like you heard tonight and say, okay, so now what? What do you need? What do you need to keep going? And so our staff has realized that. We've actually taken a good amount of time in staff meetings and on our staff retreat to really begin to identify what do we need to make our jobs easier? What do we need to make our programs actually run better and be more effective in the communities? And so tonight we've put out several of those items out on the table over here that would make our jobs better and more easy. So to kind of explain to you how everything works tonight, what we've done is, sorry, I always post this, is on the top of these, it kind of tells you whether you're volunteering your time or looking at donations. It will give you a summary of what it is that we're asking for or what's required of you. And then on the bottom, we've perforated the bottom, and we like to say this is our receipt. So when you're looking at steps tonight or you're interested in signing up, please don't take the bottom. Leave that for us, because that's our way of letting us know that you're interested in doing that for us. On some of these donations, some of them are bigger, or some of the things we're asking for have higher costs, like a coffee machine. So we do have an option on the bottom of saying you'll partially sponsor and put money toward these things, or say that I'm willing to help collect. We have one of those violas. It's something for the music classes. We're asking for 11, so if you're willing to do 2 or 3, you can also fill that out on the bottom saying, I'm willing to fulfill 2 or 3 of those. So look at that. Be sure to give the bottom part to one of the staff before you leave tonight, so that we know that, awesome, we have some help with that. Another thing I've done is I've kind of created yellow sticky notes and put them out with high need items, as well as things that just we really need help in certain areas. So take a peek at those. Those ones will let you easily identify where we just really need a lot of help, or we're going to need an item really soon. So I hope that clarifies a little bit about what this is over there. Again, my name's Lauren. I'll be over there answering any questions. I know Jen will be over there. Tom and Nancy are great people and great resources to talk to you if you have any questions about what you've heard tonight. Marlene and Manuel are here, and they'll be over there helping me answer questions as well. If you would like to give your donation tonight of anything you see, or you'd like to let us know immediately, just flag us down. We have our square, and we're also taking checks and cash. So you can, if you see something and just want to donate right there, that's great, and you're able to do that. Otherwise, I have no problem sending you an email or giving you a call, and we can find a way of what's best for you and how to work that out. Okay? So thank you guys so much. And with that, I want to invite our lovely Maxine back up. She's going to close us out for this evening. Thanks so much.
Before we close, we've talked about red shirts and blue shirts tonight. I think all of us are aware, hopefully, that these little cards are a chance to track your work with Corazón. And in order to get a red shirt, you need to participate in 5 events in a calendar year. 3 house builds, 2 other kinds of events, some training. And to get a blue shirt, you need 5 more events. One of our colleagues has participated in 7 events in the past calendar year, and he's here tonight, makes 8, and I know he's going to be there on April 16th, makes 9. We need to squeeze one more event in for Tosh Nomia.
Maxine.
Yeah.
Actually, we changed the requirement for a red shirt at the end of last year to 4 events.
Okay.
And then 5 for the blue shirt. So 9 will get him his blue shirt.
So he gets his red shirt tonight. You're welcome. Thanks for all your hard work. So we have to get his blue shirt embroidered before April 15th. He'll be ready. before you leave, pick up one of these cards if you don't already have one, and start tracking if you haven't already gotten your red shirt or your blue shirt.
Do we get one for being here today?
Yes.
You're on your way.
On the way.
There you go.
And this is a training event. You cannot buy a red shirt or a blue shirt. You can only get them through participating in Corazón activities. And they mean that you're a volunteer. You're one of us. Somebody told me, no, I don't want a blue shirt. They'll be asking me questions. that was construction questions. You can have a blue shirt and not be a construction expert. Just ask me. That's what I have. Well, we're very glad that you were all here tonight. And don't run out the door. Spend some time looking over these volunteer activities and talking with those of us who are here and are full of answers to questions. Yes,
Hi. One thing that you didn't go into detail about tonight, and that's the scholarship program as to how everybody here, if you got, if giving money for a scholarship is your thing. The grade school, high school, middle school, and college, they each are of increasing amounts. If you add them all together, it'd be $2,000. My husband and I sponsored one kid in each, and you get a picture of your child, a letter from them, and their report card. So and then you can write letters to them which we would deliver. So like I couldn't have gone to college myself if I hadn't had a scholarship. So this is very dear to my heart. I'm on the scholarship committee. So that's another thing you can help with.
Thank you very much for that word. Yes, I think that, yes, please, Nancy.
All the things that Lauren was asking for, if it doesn't apply to you, but you know somebody it does, especially the accountant is in high need right now, or any of those jobs over there, ask your friends if they're interested, so that it doesn't die with just the really few people that we have here.
Yes, thank you. Okay, any other crucial comment, question?
Just a plug for the Corazón Experience. I've personally been involved with Corazón about 8 years now, and I did the Corazón Experience when we went, what was it, May? August.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, it was one heck of a day. If you really want to see what we do, I mean, it changed me personally and my involvement with Corazón too. I mean, it's just, when you go down there and you meet the people and you get to spend the day with them and see what they do and eat with them, and I don't know a word of English, una más cerveza, and that's about it, okay? But beyond that, it was amazing. It really touched me. We spent a whole day on, actually 2 whole days down there. And some of the people in the room I see also attended that day, and you'd probably say the same thing. It changed your life, and it really made you understand what we did beyond construction. Because when I joined Corazón, it was all about construction, people, and everything else. And just recently, this last week, I spent a day back in Mexico. We did a program that about a year ago, not a year ago, back September, a letter went out. We want to get backpacks for kids to recognize them and so forth. So I got a group of people together. All the guys at the table here, and we collected over 170 backpacks, and we went down this last weekend and recognized a lot of the kids in the communities with the backpacks with the most improved students and everything else. And again, a day that I didn't speak a word of Spanish down there, but just the emotion and the kids coming up to you and hugging you and just saying gracias, and you just saw it in them. And it changes your life, it really does. So if you get a chance to do the Corazón Experience, trust me, it's really worth it. It's only $100, $110, and we had a great time too. This food park we went to, I mean, it was great. Out there drinking beer with the locals. It's a great time. So if you get a chance, I'd recommend you go do it.
Thank you. Well, thank you all for being here, and it's now, the formal part of the program's over, but there's still people and food and drink and income. Okay, thank you.
Follow me. Yeah, so come get
Go, my wife, she'll be with you.
Don't say anything.
No, it's up to you.
Yeah.
All you.
And then I'll coordinate it with you. I don't want to give him, because he always, he was asking. Yeah, I enjoy being with you guys. Yeah.
When you can't come,
I'll plan real hard.
just make, if it works, fine.
Yeah.
You got to push it.
Yeah.
Then it's not good. Okay. Don't worry about that part. As you can do it. If you can't, then you don't do it.
Okay. That'd be great. So if you could take 3 or 4 of them, and then we'll take the other 4 with the people back today. We also have a list of cause. I think it's 6 causes.
I hate this getting old thing.
You can take 4 ladders.
My knees just so on me. It's like set or stand. Don't try to.
No, I still want to build everything.
So you did.
Find a way to think
I'll be
No, he was just talking to somebody who's going down the truck. Let's see if he can fix
We like to go once or twice a year with the new singles and then do an app. We love the new singles. Once a year, it's been her parents. Oh yeah,
Very good job. Thank you. Very good job.
It might help you get the rest of the chapter.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because they're doing rounds to the community. Little stuff.
But also we're a little. So yeah, so I've got meetings out right now.
Yes.
Yeah, so but I got a flyer together.
You don't know?
Yes.
That'll be fun.
Oh, you know what? Probably rip off the pocket. So it's one.
You've never gone to
Oh,
you have.
No, Ed never opens his wallet.
I know. Where is he? This will look like, yeah.
Did we get time? Yeah, grab one, you betcha.
What?
What? I'm excited about the change in the diocese of Orange.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for my husband to get back. And we'll make an
I think you're back talking on the side.
let us. Just because we're allowed to doesn't have
No, Ed doesn't have buttons.
But he used to before the ban.
I don't know, man. And someone was saying it was, the pocket of your wallet. I said, no, he never opens
So I
that.
think he will. He lets me do a scholarship too, but once a month. No, but so I think he's.
We're going to have another beer, right? Go ahead. Yeah, I'm with a truck. Oh, did you come down with? Oh, good. Gee, there you go. Now you didn't drive me down. I know. I know you offered. You offered. I didn't offer. Well, Nick offered. No,
Well,
that's fine. I was coming from elsewhere.
Email.
So why don't you sign up for something, Tom? No, just sign up anyway. You know what? I'm looking at some of the things that you have over there. They don't next month check. I wish someone had said something a few weeks ago. I work for, I did work, but we just closed. I work for a private proprietary college. And they just auctioned off all the hard assets in the building. I mean, we're talking everything down to chairs, tables, computers,
And a lot of the stuff that didn't sell in the auction, it just was a free for all. Okay, we got to get it out of here. Come get it. And I had a friend of mine runs a youth and family center up in Anaheim. Waldo. Oh my gosh! It's like I was out in the back with the truck and I brought him in to walk through stuff. Next thing I know, I go walking outside and there's tables and everything. I got stuff piled in my truck 5 feet above my cab. Oh no! He's not shy. He's a good friend. But it's just kind of funny because just everything from file cabinets to desks to overhead projectors to.